Hey, my super beautiful, lovely, gorgeous souls. Welcome. Today's reading and video is about not what you want to hear, what you need to hear about your twin flame connection and separation, or any souls in separation. Because I say this because I'm getting away from labels, because I feel like all soul connections are important. So this could resonate for different situations for different people. So keep what resonates, toss what doesn't. And while I'm shuffling up, why not go ahead and subscribe so you can see more readings like this on a weekly basis. All right, we're shuffling up. We're getting ready. We're going to talk about, not, like I said, what you need to hear. What you need to hear, not what you want to hear. So that's how we're going to open this reading. What exactly is it that you want to hear about your person? And then we'll say, what is the truth? All right, so what is it that you want to hear about your person? What is it that they, the viewer, want to hear about their person? So I feel like you want to know that you are the only one. I feel like you also want to know that this can be okay, that you can reunite, you can, return to one another. I feel like you were concerned or are concerned or always are concerned that there may be someone else, or that they may have or want to cheat, or they may have or want to be with someone else. So I feel like that's what Spirit's bringing up, because whether or not it's happening or not, it's like in the forefront of your mind is what I'm getting. And I feel like Spirit's like, if you have these feelings, if this is already in your head about this person, you have to really examine the relationship and what are the strengths in the relationship and what are the weaknesses, what are the pros and what are the cons, and sort of go with where the list is longer, because I feel like this is like a fixation thing and you sort of already have it in your head that it's going to be a certain way. So is this truth about this? Because you want to know, I asked, what do you want to hear? So like I said, I feel like you want to hear that it's all going to be okay and that you're the one and only. What do you need to hear? And right around here is where people are going to click off because they're not ready for the truth. But what do you need to hear? Okay. I feel like what you need to hear is that you have a lot of emotional connection to this. And I feel like sometimes that what you're dreaming and what you wish for might not be as obtainable. And I also feel like you have a good reason to be suspicious of this person, because I feel like they may have already done this once. And it's always going to be in the back of your mind. In other words, this memory isn't dying for you. So I feel like even if you have moved towards forgiveness of them because you want to be with them so badly, I feel like this is always going to be in the background sort of your mind. Like you're not really ever going to fully let it go 100%. So at least not now in the energy right now that you're carrying. So I feel like, that's where we're at with what you want to hear, what you need to hear. So what you need to hear is sort of that. You have to be realistic with yourself, because this connection has been a ton of work already. So what I'm hearing and feeling is, do you want to continue? It's already been this hard. In other words, do you want to keep going? Because it's really going to come down to, it's up to you. But I feel like you've already put in all the work anyway. You've already done so much anyway, that you really need a break and you really need to reconnect with you. Like reconnect with yourself is what I'm getting. So let's see what else we need to know about this connection between you and this person. So look, we've got a couple popped out. They just literally fell in my lap. So we've got you dealing with a karmic connection. We've got this avoidance energy, and we've got a separation. So if you thought this was twin flame, it may not be at all. It might be more karmic. Karmic relationships are very intense. They're very crazy. They're very chaotic. There's always turmoil going on. There's a lot of resentment. There's a lot of sadness. There's a lot of grief. There's a lot of clinging. and codependency and on again, off again when we're in a karmic relationship. And they're meant to end. So when they keep continuing over and over, it's like a roller coaster. You're kind of like, oh my God, get me off this roller coaster. That's what a karmic relationship sort of feels like. And you can have periods where you're not in contact or you're separated, but just sort of keep going back. The ones that are a pattern, the relationships that are like a pattern, are more karmic than anything, because soulmates too can have separations and come back to one another. Soulmates, sometimes we meet early in life and fall in love, and then we have a separation period. Like this is something similar to my story, but you can return to your soulmates. But karmics are meant to end. So the general energy of your person is not today. I'm not dealing with this. Excuse me. I don't want to be bothered. I'm still hurt. I don't want to have this conversation. I'm avoiding it like the plague. I don't want to talk. I don't want to call. There's boundary issues here, and they're still upset, still angry. So this is you really dealing with a lot. Like this is what this card means. Like you're dealing with all of this. And karmic relationships are usually 50. They're not 50-50. You're usually putting in almost all. Sometimes your karmic partner may only put back 15% or 20%. Or when it feels like it's a lot more, it could be just because, they want something from you, or they know that you will, kind of haul the load. Okay. So, but yeah, they're meant to end. And I feel like you just have a different notion about it. You're thinking that, no, it's going to get better. No, we're going to be celebrating and happy again. No, it's, they're going to not be with this person or think about them. I'm not going to worry anymore about them being with another person. But no, it's in the back of your mind all the time. So that's something to be said for that. There's a lesson here. If you can really dive deep for yourself, I'm getting from spirit, you know what the root is, like where the root of all this hurt is. Spirit wants you to try to get to that. So I think some shadow work. So let's look at the my Mirror of Shadows Oracle. What is the shadow of your person? Because this can help you understand them better. So they had vulnerability fears. I'm afraid if I show my wounds, others will see me as weak. So that's big to them. They may be extremely in ego energy and not ever wanting to look like they're, weak or like timid or anything like that. So you might have been getting the real kind of nasty ego version of them. And then we've also got past issues. So they have a hard time leaving their past behind. They are fixated. They can't forget something. They can't get over something. Possibly something was so traumatic that it just lives in their life every single day. And by not dealing with it, they're feeding it. So that's some of their issues. Let's check into some things that may have surfaced for you during this, for your shadow work. Fear of rejection, yeah. So the rejection thing is really tough. And, I know a lot of people suffer with this and get fixated. And, sometimes this is how soul ties form. And soul ties are never good because, they're meant to keep you in low energy. So people that were tied to like a karmic tie or a soul tie, I've known people myself or heard of them staying fixated on someone for 20 years of their life and just wasting time. So don't think of this as rejection. Think of it more as the universe and God intervening in your path and trying to pull you from someone that's draining and not really beneficial anymore, because their time in your life was for a purpose and to teach you something. So if you can figure out what that lesson was, you're going to be that much closer to the truth and that much closer to acceptance. Let's see what else, something to work on for you in shadow work. We've got fear of humiliation. I'd rather keep things in than embarrass myself. So yeah, this could be like fear to open up, fear to talk, like voice yourself. It could be that you feel like if this relationship fails, you're a failure and it embarrasses you. Or maybe there's things that were said or done between you and your person that are embarrassing or like kind of staying with you residually. But it's time to let that go. And this is kind of something that you learned from this, and something that's painful, but something that's meant to be healed. All right. I hope that was helpful. All right. So let's get some advice from the Queen of the Moon Oracle about the shadow work. What is some advice moving forward for the viewer about shadow work? Oh, excuse me. So we've got beauty. I feel like this is inner beauty wounds. When, we don't feel like we're enough. We don't feel like we're valid enough. We don't feel like we're good enough, pretty enough. Sometimes even smart enough. We worry about our appeal. We worry about our outside more than our inside. And we may feel a little bit broken because of this, or maybe somebody shamed us, or something from the past is triggered when it comes to our own looks or our own appearance. But this also has to do with not really seeing beauty, either like being around things that are beautiful, like nature, butterflies, flowers, go to an art museum, like the things that you find beautiful. I feel like Spirit's like, that will help you understand and open up your own inner and outer beauty and help repair it a bit. But I feel like it's not like just makeup and fancy skin and fancy haircuts and hair dye and all of these things. I feel like there's something really with the core of beauty, and I feel like really stepping into that divine femininity for you in any way you can, whether it's going to be, you do a makeover or you do something that is a little different, that makes you feel good. It's all about what makes you feel good. So I feel like Spirit in your particular shadow work wants you to work on this. And how can you make yourself feel really sexy, really attractive, really beautiful? Is it something with confidence? Is it something with physicality? Is it something you want to change and you just didn't have the guts to do it before? Spirit's like, no, go ahead with those things. And then we've got trust, okay? Because obviously your trust was broken here. So these two things, and look, we've got sort of like, she's sort of like encaptured here, almost like she's about to be reborn, possibly when she regains her trust for herself. Because when our trust is broken, don't forget, guys, that it's not just we can't trust other people. Sometimes we feel like we can't even trust ourselves, and we're angry at ourselves for being too trusting and becoming a victim in the situation. When somebody cheats or somebody's dishonest, and we're left to kind of pick up the slack, not only with what happened, but with ourselves. We feel like, maybe we were too trusting and we feel kind of stupid, but no, you're not wrong for trusting and being trusting and opening up. Life hurts sometimes, and it just makes us stronger. But yeah, I feel like you got to trust the journey, trust yourself more, forgive, be okay with that when, you're ready. And, self-trust is like more important, I feel like, than anything, because it's more than just like a flashy show of confidence. It's more like, deeper and further down than that. It's somewhere that you have to dig really, really deep and put a lot of wisdom, like what you've learned so far, what you know so far, put a lot of wisdom behind trust. Because, you can use your instincts when something feels off or wrong. It usually is. But so many of us ignore that. And it's a God-given gift. Intuition is a God-given gift. So I'm getting that about intuition. Develop that, of course. But also the self-trust, okay? And that's full acceptance of yourself as well. So you have to really accept yourself. And then things just become easier. And it gives you momentum to start tackling the harder things in life. So just trust, more yourself, and forgive yourself for being too trusting if you feel like you were. All right, so let's get some butterfly messages for change. Change is going forward. How will you change once you do this shadow work? And I'm using that as a reference to a cocoon. So how will you change and come out of this? Well, we've got some body changes. So this could be weight loss. This could be transitioning. This could be, something that you do, like a surgery. It could be something, you do with your hair, your skin, your nails, anything like that. This is positive change. positive, happy change, like something that makes you feel good, something that makes you feel healthy, because this is definitely healthy. But it's like you taking charge of your health, you taking charge of the direction you want your life and body to go, in a healthy direction. And like I said, it's like the cocoon. When you go into the cocoon, and when you're in the cocoon, you find new blessings, new strength, new insights, things you never knew existed. And whether your body changes are a result of the aging process, or something with a medical status, or something with lifestyle, you're just being reminded here that you have options. So, exercise program, changing your healthcare regimen, improving your health, your diet, your weight, whatever it is you want to do, getting a makeover, any of those things are aligning for you if you want them. Okay, so let's get one more. Ooh, and I do feel like your intuition opens up, and I do feel like, you start to have some visions and come out way different from this whole thing. Then you remember yourself. Yeah, I feel like, these are the things that Spirit puts in the forefront of our mind, the important things. When we're recognizing like important truths, and we're questioning parts of our life, especially parts of our life that we may have taken for granted, and, arriving at new insights, because losing those old ways of thinking and those old beliefs, like going in that cocoon, coming out like a different person, all in one, like all whole in one different person. And, this may be a time where you like reconsider like previous choices that you made, and maybe, something that you used to feel uncomfortable with, now you feel comfortable, or vice versa. But acknowledge this change, because there's no way you can walk away from it. It's time. And, now that kind of, I feel like, where you need to be and where you need to go next, and like really do this shadow work and really kind of clean house, I want to say. All of this is going to open up, like you're going to see things so differently. I feel like things that you cried over, you're going to be like, why did I waste my tears? I feel like things that you stressed over, you're going to be like, oh, that was like ridiculous for me to even stress over. People that would or normally upset you or aggravate you, I feel like you're going to be like, I don't even have time for nonsense. Like anything, like I feel like anything superficial at all that you even were involved in, you're going to be like, I don't want any of that. Like your life is going to be totally different if you let this happen. I hope all these messages were helpful, guys. Please check my description box for private reading information. Go follow me on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook for more free readings. Love and light to you all.